Welcome back. My name is Nick, and I have Kyle here with me. Pecos with a zero on Instagram. He's a super talented artist. Go check him out. Just go send him tons of love. He's a very talented artist. But today, he recommended, after filming one of our Dune breakdown videos, let's talk about The Last of Us. He's like, Nick, I finished The Last of Us. I'm like, you did? Like, let's talk about it. So we're here to talk about it. And just so you know, every comment entered in on these videos is entered to win a shirt from thebestnerdshirts.com. That's where Kyle helps designs a lot of our shirts. This is our cool Dune shirt because we just got done filming a Dune video. By the way, if you're into Dune, which is going to be coming out on hbomax, subscribe to get all the cool Dune lore and updates and stuff like that. Okay. Ooh, Last of Us. Let's go. Come on. All right, Kyle. So it's super fresh in your head.
Yes.
Just so you guys know, we did not play the game. I have watched a walkthrough of the game a while ago, like a long time ago. When the second game came out, I was very interested in the first game. I don't have a PlayStation 4, 3, or 2, or you name a number. I'm a Nintendo Switch guy. I think it's on there now, but I watched a walkthrough because Chris, one of our other co-hosts, is really into games, and I know he's played it, and I also know John's played it too. So we have two people who have played the game, which are not in on this video.
Well, actually, Nick, I kind of want to pose that question then, because if you've at least seen a walkthrough of the game, and you've seen the series, right?
Yeah.
So what? I mean, is it very similar, or are there a lot of differences?
There are a little bit of changes, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same story. Like a big change was Nick. Oh, what's his name? Nick Offerman, his character from
Bill.
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 His character is dramatically changed from the game. So in the game, they kind of talk with him while going through the city to get a car to leave. So they ended up doing like a whole backstory thing on him and all that was not in the game. It could have been maybe in extended stuff. I don't know any of the extended stuff and stuff like that, but I just know from what I know from watching the walkthrough, it wasn't in there. That was not part of it.
Yeah,
which was so much fun to watch.
The Bill and Frank episode 3, was. I mean, it was probably the poster child for what I kind of envision like the message of the series is, right? And I think this has been said before elsewhere and stuff, but like, the entire series begs the question, like, there has to be something after survival, right? There has to be something more than just surviving, right? And like, what also the question, what happens after the apocalypse, after the dust is settled, right? Do you try to rebuild some sort of life in this new world, right? Or do you give up, right?
Yeah.
The whole the Bill and Frank episode was interesting because you have the character of Bill, who is this doomsday prepper kind of guy. You get that sense, right, with how he's all prepared for everything. He's got basically his basement is a bunker, right?
Yeah.
And his one goal is to survive and just live by himself. And then he meets Frank. Yep. And life takes on a different dimension. Right. And it's no longer just about survival. Yeah. It's about enjoying life with another person. Right. And you kind of see that throughout the series.
Everyone kind of deals with it, right?
Yeah.
And it's I had the hardest time. I'm a huge Parks and Rec fan. So I was like, so that's Ron Swanson after the show.
My girlfriend said the same thing. She's like, wow, it really is just Ron Swanson, like what he dreamt he could do.
Basically, yeah. Until he met his lover.
Yes.
Which is not Tammy. But yeah, no. All jokes aside, fantastic acting from fantastic set design to the visual effects to the extending the landscapes to everything was so good. The writing was good. The camera work was good. I was just HBO Max did it again. And it's so funny because like you're always wondering when they're not going to be successful. It's like House of the Dragon. It's like, what is it going to be like? And it's like, wow, that's a pretty good show. You know, you watch it like, whoa, the production there, the acting's there, the writing's there, and this is there. And then now they just slated 10 seasons for a Harry Potter series. And I'm like, you know, after seeing this, it's probably going to be pretty good. Is it going to be the best thing ever? I don't know if it will be, but if HBO Max is a part of it, if they have the right writers and creative team involved, it's going to be a good show.
I mean, hence is the reality of a post-syndicated television world, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, so like sometimes you get hits and sometimes you get duds.
Yeah.
You know?
And then Pedro Pascal did such a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, he carries every streaming service on his back. You have The Mandalorian, which he's also saving a child. And it's the same story. The Last
He's
of Us
just saving children left and right, whether they be human or alien. Yeah.
He's amazing. And even you know, everyone knows him as, you know, the Viper from Game of Thrones from before that, but he's a very good actor. He was in Narcos. There was some other ones too. I was like, oh, that's right. He was also in that too. He's a very good. Oh, he was in the Kingsman. I think he was the guy with the whip in the second Kingsman.
Really?
Movie. Yeah, it's so funny because like you start to think of like, oh my gosh, he's actually been in quite a bit, and he's a very talented actor. And I'm so happy he's finally getting his spotlight.
Yeah,
like he's doing fantastic. And then the actress that played Allie, who
Bella Ramsey.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
She was in there was a medieval movie she was in that was a lot of fun. It was like a medieval comedy movie where her dad had to marry her off, but she didn't want to get married. It was so much fun. It was like a British. It was fun. But we know her from His Dark Materials. She was in His Dark Materials season 2 and Game of Thrones. So they're picking the right characters from Game of Thrones to just really continue these awesome series. She did such a good job. She didn't look like the character from the game like 100%, but the acting and the emotion, everything she brought to it was perfect. I mean, I mean the character was designed after a Paige or the actor from Juno.
Really?
It was designed after them.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
And then I was reading some stuff online. The voice actor for Joel was actually in the show, which was super cool.
Oh, would you know who he was?
So remember the religious cult?
Yes.
Not the main guy, but his right hand man. He gets
David.
Yeah.
David was the main guy. Yeah, so, but I know you're talking about
the guy that takes a knife to the neck.
That takes the hatchet. or the cleaver to the neck. Yeah.
That's Joel.
What?
Mm-hmm. Allie's mom, I believe Allie's mom was the voice actress for Allie.
Really?
In the game.
So I think her name is Ashley Johnson.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't know the names, but I'm just remembering things like that. Yeah. And then, but it was cool that they incorporated that. There was a lot of the game that was in there too. I think there was even one moment too where, because in the game a lot, it's like one of those things where you have to like move the ladder, climb up, and then you switch characters, and then the other ladder. And there's like one moment I think in the last episode when they're like going through the thing, it's like, go up there and I'll catch up to you this way. Hey, come back. You know, it's like this whole thing. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's kind of taken from the game. I do wish it was a little bit more scarier and bloodier when it comes to jump scares and the zombies and stuff like that. I know you don't like that. We have video footage of Kyle freaking out with Vecna.
I don't like that, but I also think it's appropriate given the time period you think of it after the whole like zombie apocalypse or fungal zombie apocalypse, right?
Yeah, I just wish. I mean, there was, which is true. You have to focus on the humans and the rioters and stuff like that. But I wish there was just more incorporation of the fungus. Zombie people. I thought it was a good balance of everything, but if there was something I thought was missing would be that. I love the jokes because that's a big part of the game. Yeah. Reading the jokes and stuff like that. And it was cool. They had the corny dad jokes from the joke book in there too. The chemistry was great. The moment when Joel gives his backstory to Allie, I thought that was just an amazing scene and well done acting wise and stuff like I was over the top impressed by the show and I enjoyed it. I even like the episode too, where it's very similar to the game when Joel's injured and she kind of gets taken captive and all that. That was fantastic acting on all the
that
sides.
was kind of and it's interesting. It happened later on in the season, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that was episode 7 and episode 8.
It might have been the second last episode, yeah.
And yeah, because I know we had a flashback in between then with her Ellie and Riley.
Oh yeah, that's a side quest from the game, which they did such a good job on.
But that was quintessential because because remember Ellie frees herself from that situation, right? But like still Joel is like almost there, right? And like he comes from behind, like grabs her, and she's like, God, she starts fighting him, and he's like, it's me. It's like, it's all right, baby girl. And that's the moment where I was like, they've connected, right? Like they no longer are like estranged and like trying to stay separate, right? Like, or at least Joel has kind of opened up, right? And
which leads to his decision he makes in the last.
Yeah, that's a big one. So
Do you agree with his decision?
Well, I think it should have been Ellie's decision.
Well, yeah, but Ellie was kind of knocked out, and I don't know if she knew when they went under.
Right.
They were like, "Oh, it's a procedure." Like they weren't gonna say like you're giving your life for this thing, kind of thing.
Right, and that's the thing. It also, but at the end, there's a skepticism.
Oh yeah.
Right, like she's like, is everything you said with about the Fireflies true? And he's like, yeah. And she sits with that for a little bit and goes, okay, and then they go on. And I don't know. I think I don't know about any of the sequels in the games, but I mean, I imagine that's going to come back up.
Yes, it will. It definitely will. I've watched the second game playthrough, really great story too. And if you do have a game system, I know you're building your PC. I would highly recommend playing the second game.
I might have to get ready for season 2.
It's a really good game, and a lot of great reviews from that game too. Yeah, and it's cool too because in the second game you're following 2 different people's perspectives. Right, and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to spoil it for anyone else and anything else. I mean, spoilers just in case if we mention stuff here in this review. But we're just talking off. I mean, I feel like it's been out for a while now. Everyone would know certain stuff too. I really like the actor that played his brother Tommy. Tommy, right? That's
Tommy. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Tommy. I thought that was a great acting choice. I really liked the brother,
Gabriel Luna.
And then the leader of the Fireflies, I believe she also.
Oh, that was Marlene, right?
I believe she's also the voice actor for her character in the game.
Marley Dandridge? Yeah.
I think so. I don't know, though. Don't quote me on that. But I wish there was more jump scares. No. It was really fun, too, even keeping the animals from the game with the chimpanzees to the giraffe
the
moment,
giraffes.
too.
Yeah.
Just really cool moments. And it's cool, too, because those moments, like when you watch the playthrough or if you play the game, those moments really help build for the story, too, because it's such a great story for a video game, too. And them keeping the right beats in there too, and even the kid that couldn't talk. Sam.
Super Sam.
That whole was done well too. It's a little different from the books, but I mean not the books. I'm so used to doing Dune reviews and stuff materials, but not from the books, but from the game. It's just it was done so well though.
The Henry and Sam story, I think that was like episode 5.
Yeah.
That was heartbreaking.
There's a lot of good story beats, right? Like at the beginning, the first episode, she sacrifices herself and she's like, you have to take the child. There's so many good, and then you get Frank, and it's every episode has such good characters that you're meeting and interacting with and stuff like that, which is awesome.
Like, I just want to say to iterate on that point, like when Henry shoots Sam, Lamar Johnson, who played Henry, like he did such a good, because like when he shoots him and he realized he just shot his infected brother, right? Mm-hmm. And you see like the acting on that, you see his mental process, like he's like, what have I done? And then I'm like, I knew, you kind of see the turn in his eyes where he's gonna shoot himself, right? And it's like heavy, man. Yeah.
And it's cool. I mean, it's not cool, but it's great to have moments like these because it makes it feel more real.
Oh my gosh,
grounded. Yeah. Not everyone's going to survive a circumstance like this, and
yeah. you ground series like this in emotion, you know.
There's great moments, like even when they're camping out and he falls asleep and she watches over him, or was that like in the snow? And just a lot of great moments, and like a lot of great,
like one of my favorite ones is the two Native American couple in the cabin.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're like any route you know of that goes west, like any advice for that? He's like, yeah, go east.
I mean, think about it, there's a lot of people on the West Coast. So if it comes to the fungi, like there's a lot of people on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, I know, and I get it. They travel a lot of back roads and stuff, so I understand they didn't interact a lot with the fungus or the fungi. There's a fungus among us, but I wish they would have explored it a little bit more, because even like the idea of like stepping on one of the veins or the vines and stuff and how it triggers.
Yeah,
and I wish that was incorporated more. I don't know, but it's
so I mean, it's interesting because they did that in the first few episodes.
Yeah,
right?
They did.
Mm-hmm. So they primed the audience for understanding how masses of them are alerted, because it's a mycelial network, right? Yeah. It's gonna alert everything connected to it, and also with the initial outbreak where they're in Indonesia and they have a mycologist come in, and it's like, and basically like, so how do we contain this? What's the protocol for? She's like, bomb the city, and then she's like, I'd like to spend time with my family, because she's not going anywhere. She knows she's gonna die.
Yeah,
in the bombing, right? And that's another heavy scene, because it kind of, again, it grounds the severity of what is to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Great series. Can't wait to watch more of HBO Max's good series. We're kind of very, very biased here when it comes to
sometimes
HBO Max.
You got to sift through them, right? It's like the trail mix. You got to find the M&Ms,
We are debating on doing a Mandalorian debate. I'm not enjoying the show as much. And then Kyle's enjoying the show. I'm like, it's not the same, but Kyle's Mr. Positive. I'm Mr. Semi-negative. I don't know. I don't know how to put my stance, but Kyle's here to ground me in the positivity and make sure I don't go down a deep, dark hole I can't crawl out of. And go follow Kyle on Instagram. Pecos with the Zero. He's a super positive guy. He has great artwork. Go check him out.
Unless I'm building computers, then I'm cussing and getting frustrated up a storm. But yeah.
Every comment is entered to win a shirt from thebestnerdyshirts.com. Me and Kyle designed the shirts. We have a lot of fun with it. Go check it out. And then comment down below other shows you would like us to review and talk about and stuff like that. Me and Kyle are trying to get more on a relaxing, kind of chill podcast kind of vibe where we just kind of talk about things without notes, because we like doing our notes for the the theories and the breakdowns and stuff like that.
Dives,
but now we're just we're trying some new stuff. We'll see what happens. We'll see what lands, and we'll see you on the next Azart.
Keeping it funky fresh.
Funky fresh. Yes,
yeah, I love that. Gotta change it up.
Dude.
Gotta keep it new.